Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Fiona at Drawings in a Drawer, and if watercolour is something that makes you happy, then you've found the channel for you. So be sure to click on that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. And today I'm going to be starting 2 new watercolour sketchbooks, and then I'm going to be sending them out to 2 of you with my painting in the front page, and you get to complete it. If you want to find out how that works, stick around for the video. Popping in here super quick to remind you that I'm having a free 7-day trial over on my Patreon, which gives you immediate access to all my tutorials, all my recordings, but most of all, we're having a daily live sketching challenge over there right now. So if you want to join that, head down into the description box and click on that link. It's 7 days and it's 100% for free, and it's not going to be forever. So take your chance and join our community, but only once you've finished watching this video. I hope to see you. Now let's go on with the video. When Lightwish reached out to ask me to test their new professional watercolour set, I asked them if they also had any watercolour sketchbooks that I could test, and they did. So they also sent me these potentate sketchbooks that are 300 GSM and 100% cotton, and I have one in hot pressed and one in cold pressed. I thought, what better idea than to paint in these with a new Lightwish watercolour set and then send the sketchbooks out to you to continue. Call that a prompt to start your own sketchbook experience, which has quite honestly changed my life when it comes to staying in love with my art practice. Because we all know how easy it is to sometimes start hating it or feeling like it's a task that has lost its magic. Sketchbooks still hold that feeling of escapism. It's a world you can't create, and that unravels before you as you grow. It's a precious thing and a precious place to go when life becomes too much. I like to keep it that way, and sketchbooks help me to do just that while I keep developing my art style. But before we get to the sketchbooks, let's have a look at these paints. As I opened them up, I noticed a similarity with the Paul Rubens packaging up to the pink cloth wrapped around the metal palette and the logo, which in this case is Michelangelo's David, or David as we call him in Italy. What I loved, as well as the fact that the set comes with this fabulous paintbrush, but more on that later, was the fact that there is very minimal packaging when it comes to the pans. Each one simply has a rectangle of paper over the top, so that it's very easy to peel that off. Also, the amount of information on each pan stood out to me, from the binding agent to the pigments used, light fastness and transparency. I have been wanting to learn more about the pigments that different colours are made up of and understand what all the letters stand for. I'm a bit of a newbie when it comes to that, so it's useful to have all this information handy. I stuck all the paper labels to the back of my swatch cards so I would be able to go back to them as I work with these paints and begin to understand and recognise the pigments. I told you I was a newbie when it comes to this kind of thing. However, these watercolours came with more interesting information. The pigments that these paints are made with originate from Europe, and the selection takes into careful consideration each colour powder's characteristics like acidity, density, weight. and they undergo individualized grinding periods ranging from 4 to 8 weeks of expansion and settling, and the grinding process continues until stability is reached. The binding agent is sourced in Africa and it is gum arabic. It seems like most professional paints either use gum arabic or honey as a binding agent. Lightwish is kindly giving my audience 15% off this £24 set by using the code Fiona009 at the Amazon links. I'll link down below. And this is only till September 29th, so be sure to grab them fast. And now let's have a look at how these paints perform when it comes to layering, glazing, and just having an enjoyable painting experience. Having a quick look at these sketchbooks. I usually don't like spiral sketchbooks or ones that have rings, but I have to admit that I realized how useful this can be, as you can take the paper out and take your painting down if you need to do so. I started with a hot press sketchbook and it is slightly textured paper, as you can see. And since I could, I taped my painting down, which will help me prevent buckling, even though this paper is pretty thick. And the paintbrush that comes with a set of Lightwish paints is something else. Its bristles are so juicy, it holds so much water, and it feels so soft. It is definitely something that feels like a really expensive watercolour brush. So I was impressed. I broke in the painting with burnt sienna and sky blue for the background and lots of water. I love the way blues and browns work together. The palette has 4 gorgeous blues, plus a Payne's grey that is also very blue, and some gorgeous earthy tones like Pozzuoli red ochre. And for the underpainting in the skin, I mixed 2 violets. That's the way I like to paint skin, with the underpainting. Why? Because the layers shine through, just like with real skin, and it makes it look more alive and luminous. But let's get to the title of the video. What do I mean when I say I'm starting this watercolour sketchbook for you? Well, exactly what it sounds. I am painting the first page. For one of them, it ended up being 2 actually. And then I'm going to be sending the sketchbook with my painting in the front page to 2 of you for you to continue. My hope is to give you a prompt to get you to start a challenge with yourself to fill in this sketchbook, to try and find a little pocket of time where you can put whatever you want in these pages. And even if it takes you a year, and if you don't like your art, and by the way, we all don't like our art half of the time, you keep this promise to yourself. And if you're not one of the 2 winners, please consider trying a watercolour sketchbook practice anyway. Create your secret garden with anything you want in it. I wish I could send a sketchbook out to each and every one of you, but I can't. What do you have to do to get a chance to win one of these? Well, just let me know in the comments to begin with that you want to win one of these. Follow me on Instagram at the handle Drawings in a Drawer. You'll find that in the description box. Subscribe to my newsletter, also in the description box. Like and subscribe to this channel. I know I kind of hate that blurb too, but apparently it has to be done. It helps the channel reach more people, so forgive me, but yes, I have to do it. to find out who the two winners are, don't forget to watch next week's video, because that is when I will be announcing it, and you will have to get in touch if you're one of the winners and give me your address. Otherwise, new winners will be selected the following week. So don't forget to watch next week's video, and also winners will be selected 100% randomly. My final considerations about these watercolours by Lightwish is that, considering they cost €32 or $32 on Amazon, and they are definitely artist grade professional paints, if you are looking to buy a set of paints and you don't want to spend too much, and you add my 15% discount code on top of that I gave you, this is really a lot of paints, high quality, for a very low price. So yes, and I'm not paid to do this, unfortunately. I am not. But yes, go for it. Why not? These are high quality professional paints. Are you still here? Wow, thank you. So this is a second sketchbook with cold press paper, so the second sketchbook I will be sending out, and it was pretty scary for me because this cold press paper is definitely on the bumpier end, closer to rough. And I have never painted on rough paper. I run a mile when I see rough paper. I thought it would be more suited for animals, so I wanted to create a little painting symbolising friendship. As you observe me painting, you can notice both how grainy the paper is and how nice and transparent these paints go down. You will have seen me put down a yellow glaze, almost like a reverse glazing technique, to get rid of the white of the paper and to help the whole piece look more cohesive and warm. And I like the fact that this image makes no sense. There's an element of surrealism because the fish wouldn't be floating there. It wouldn't be that size, but that's friendship. Sometimes it's unexpected. You find it in the most unexpected places and then it's magical. So surrealism is fine. By the way, if you're wondering what all the sparkle is, I got loads of comments about this last week. It's an accident. My desk is covered in sparkly dust and it's gotten these paintings too. So that's an extra bonus, let's say from me to you. I went on a second round on this cold press sketchbook, which for your information, these potentate sketchbooks take loads of layers. There is watercolour paper, it's 100% cotton, it's thick enough. I think they're perfect to start a sketchbook practice in without having all the fancy, expensive sketchbook pressure. So that's even more perfect. Again, I went on a second round, just getting into a Zen mode and mindlessly painting some expressive flowers. So whoever wins this sketchbook will get 2 signed pieces, 2 prompts. You really have zero excuse to start your sketchbook practice. Thank you to all of you for being here. I hope I haven't forgotten to mention anything. I probably have, but you'll find everything in the description box under this video, all the links, all the places you can find me, and how through Patreon you can become part of a very exciting art community. Bye for now, and I will see you next Sunday.